Happy Thursday, everybody. Happy Thursday, everybody. And welcome to the Dollar Hour. I am Deonte Burden, a.k.a. Mr. Short Dollar himself. We got an awesome show planned for you guys tonight. We're early in 2026, and the discussion I had tonight is something that I think a lot of entrepreneurs really need to think about when you're new in business, especially when you start talking about scaling and growing your business. And we're talking about building the right team for your business in 2026. Building the right team for your business in 2026. And when we start talking about building the right team, everybody that I know that have aspirations of having a business or going out there and doing certain stuff, they have that vision of, okay, we got this business in place. We just need to get these little pieces there. Well, I'm going to do this. I can bring this person to help me do this, and that person can do that. And theoretically, it looks good. Mm-hmm. The only problem is in practice, it's not going to work. Why? Because everybody got different skill set, visions, attitudes, availability that you don't think about on the surface when you start trying to put everything in place. So again, that's what we want to talk about tonight in regards to building the right team for your business in 2026. The strategy to go about it, things to look for, things to avoid, and most importantly, how to implement everything. Before we get started, again, this is the Dollar Hour. I am Deonte Burden, aka Mr. Short Dollar himself. Right now, we're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter. But the main help is the Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel that we did go well over 100,000 subscribers about a week ago.
That's right.
Yeah. Yes, sir. They haven't seen the plaque thing yet.
Is it gold plaque?
Yeah. They gonna you'll get a notification. They just had. I guess they got to go through their verification. Okay. Process, but when I Google it, it'll take like a week or so.
Oh, okay.
For them to do that. So we're right at that now. So hopefully I get that soon. To get that. Are you good? But
yeah.
I'm excited for it. But again, thanks to everybody that help us get there. And if you haven't, go to Mr. Short Dollar, regardless of what platform you're looking at. Go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, and take advantage of all the great information there. Especially if you're whatever platform you're on, you might have to leave or come back. Go to the YouTube channel now. And just subscribe to it. Hit that bell to get a notification each time I upload a new video. But definitely got a nice library of information for you guys to take advantage of. And again, tonight we're talking about building the right. I'm sorry before I go any further. I want to say what's up to my awesome producer, DJ Lab.
What's going on, brother? Another great Thursday.
Hey man, shit, we survived Ice Storm 2026.
Yeah, the test.
Yeah.
The test. Yeah. They just trying to test the system for what's coming.
Yeah,
that's all it was.
The grocery industry was struggling.
Yeah,
and then you got shit. Well, me and my dog Snow just sitting there, just like, where it at?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. I was prepared to be off a few days. Nothing happened.
Not a damn thing.
Nothing happened at all. I was nothing. It was just a regular week. But look cold.
Well, I can enjoy it. Hopefully, we won't get nothing bad coming in soon because they're talking about it. But
I always talked about it last time.
Yeah, I always say the person with the easiest job in the world is that weatherman. Right or wrong, he's still employed.
Right.
Also, want to say what's up to my other producer, Slit 316. What's up, Rick?
What's going on, Rick?
If you guys feel free to leave whatever platform, having me a brain cramp, whatever platform you're looking at, make sure you leave your comments or questions, anything like that. But also feel free to call in. The call-in number is 678-740-9894. Again, the call-in number is 678-740-9894. And again, we're talking about building the right business for your business, building the right team for your business in 2026. That team building is huge. And we started looking at why the right team is crucial to your business success. I know everybody has been to places, like I mentioned before, maybe family ran, but you go in there, you're a certain restaurant, man, the food good and everything, but man, he got his wife working that dough. Mm-hmm. Oh man, if his son in there, it ain't gonna be the same, just like normal if he there. Mm-hmm. Or certain things, it's some kind of change, rift.
Right.
Well, people don't there's no standard in place. Universally, it may be
across the board.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's only if this person there, that person there, or if somebody goes in and changes it, things may be a little different. And That's what you really don't want to have happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why, we start talking about team building. It's so important because we discuss it a lot. You can have the wrong person in your stuff and destroy what it took you years to build.
Mm-hmm.
Overnight. Especially in the world we got right now with just social media. Folks are just in a heartbeat will make a video. Post it. And I mean, just how can I put it? Like, it can be bullshit. Like, because it can be a situation where, hey, y'all, look, we at this chicken place over here on Marlin. Hey, they didn't want to get my money and all that other stuff. Listen, I'm finna make you viral. I'm finna go.
Finna make them famous.
Hey, make you famous. Right. And you know what, now? They may be on some BS. It may not be legitimate.
Right.
But just because they have that power, you got to have somebody that can be able to handle that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You can't have somebody because they're being, again, I'm not trying to sit here and say, let somebody disrespect you. I'm not saying let somebody treat you wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying let somebody just kind of,
think they can get over.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to make sure, hold on one second, man. Had a call coming on the phone. But you got to make sure, most importantly, you know how to handle adverse situations like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to be able to do that. Hold on one second. Man. Got a call keep coming in. Let me see something.
I've been doing this for 7 years. Maybe, 8. That's all at this time.
That's a friend of mine call. That's a friend of mine call from out of the country.
Oh, okay.
they ain't thinking right now. But yeah, just you gotta be able to handle adverse stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And those are kind of things like, man, you ever see like a seasoned manager, especially in your high-end hotels?
Yeah.
Supposed to be.
Right.
They actually deal with some of the most adverse attitudes all the time and don't lose temperament, don't lose any kind, whatever, But we've also seen those ones where, you see the ones at the airport and, you got your cousin working. Hey, I'm telling you, I'm out here dealing with stuff with getting at the tag office. It went smooth today, a little bumpy, but the past 2 weeks, dealing with your cousins, they done got a couple of your cousins in there working, and weigh your paperwork, wear this and wear that. Now my mind already get ready.
Right.
I know I'm finna deal with some ignorant mother, you know what I'm saying, before I go in, and they didn't disappoint me. And just going in, dealing with certain stuff, and you don't want to lose your vision, your plan, your business behind that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I get
it. You know my rule: control your controllables. The things that you can control, the things that you have in place to make sure everything's going to be successful. You want to make sure you have that, and we're going to talk about it tonight, especially in regards to make sure you have people doing the right things, making the right decisions based off the vision and the decision that you have employed with everything. So it's I really want everybody to kind of really be focused on what we're talking about tonight, because far too often people lose stuff off other people's decisions or actions.
And that's something that happened today when I went downstairs to the cafeteria because I wanted to get some ice for my cup. And I've never been to the cafeteria where I work at, so I just was going down there. And I know every Wednesday or every Thursday they'll have a entrepreneur restaurant come in there and serve their food and give them an opportunity to meet the people and maybe come back.
Okay.
And I went there just to get some ice. I'd never been to the cafeteria, so it was 2 guys working there, and they were making it was called, I think it was called Ray's Barbecue, North Carolina Barbecue or something like that.
Okay.
When I said, hey, y'all got some ice? Ice, nope. I mean, just so right at that point, I'm like, so I was like, so y'all ain't got no ice? Nope. So I finally walked around the cafeteria and found the ice machine, but the whole attitude was nope. Where I'm thinking to myself, like, I could be the person who runs this area or this cafeteria. Just come and see what kind of customer service you're gonna give, and that has destroyed your chances of coming back.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about it, man. You gotta, and to that point, sometimes people be so adamant about getting the opportunity, but I understand that when the opportunity comes, be ready. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When she invites you over,
right,
you just can't come over there. No, like, I gotta be ready to show in, go in, show out. I just can't go over and say, hey, let me come by. I gotta be superstar Poochie. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Over the level. Girl.
Right. I mean,
oh no.
It took nothing but no sir, but let's go see if we can find or took 2 seconds, but the whole attitude was just
it
was just real. I didn't like the
like you bothering them.
Yeah, like I'm bothering them, but you don't know who I am. This building, it's 5 buildings on this campus.
But like what I always tell you, I do not think most people get in business are in business because they want to be in business. They just want more money. They want more authority, more autonomy. They don't necessarily want to deal with the business. They just want things their way. And like you just said, like those opportunities to interact because hey, like I know it's a lot of times you be in places just doing. You might be at a desk or a kiosk and stuff. Shit, folk walking right by you like you got AIDS and shit. Like they don't even speak to you.
Right.
So you got a person who just come to you. That's your time to super interact with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's a great example. Just not even have the right. And I'm saying that with a team, but hell, that could have been a damn owner. Telling.
Right.
We're doing it, but definitely those people that are the ones that are gatekeepers, your front desk people, your maitre d' or whatever when they first come in. To a restaurant and all that kind of stuff. You gotta have the right folks, not somebody on the phone scrolling, not speaking to folks, the head down. They acting like you bothering them. You can't have them kind of people because they can destroy the image of it. You can have everything right in place. But you know what Maya Angelou said? People will forget what you said and what you did, but they remember how you make them feel. That's the thing about it. If you make folks feel just like them, like they're at home, stuff like that, now they spending bread.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The waitress or the bartender, this. You know what I'm saying? They're taking shots with you, talking this, that you're going to spend more money on. And you got to make sure that you got the right people in place and racking with folks that's encouraging that. So we start thinking about why the right team is crucial in business. Number one, guys, number one thing.
Number one, I'm going to say hey to mama.
Oh, what's up, mama?
Hey, mama.
What's going on, mama?
Mama came in the building. Hey, mama, I want to get the hay in. We got into
She came in late.
She was controlling her controllables.
Yeah, whatever.
Slick say customer service is not first and foremost. It's a money grab.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing about it. And you'll lose money. Just worry about chasing money as opposed to, worry about, interaction with people. That's it. Unfortunately, people don't really value that.
Yeah.
They want money. I understand, like, so you take care of folks, and I will say I done built my business over the past 20 years, taking care of people and, retention.
Right.
That's all been my thing. Retention. If you want to, I'm over 300 clients right now. So at the end of the day now, I love new clients, but I just really got to take care of the people that, overtake care of them and stuff like that. We still growing, so you still can call, but when you have that kind of focus, you can do that. You got your tribe, your people that'll do stuff, they'll take care of you.
And you have people that do, even me doing DJing, my DJ service, the lady I did Super Bowl with, I forget her name, off the back top of my head, she already booked me for her birthday party.
Awesome.
You know what I'm saying? Just offer the service I gave because I want to give a good service because it actually makes me feel good, my performance. But I know if I give a good service, like I said, all my business has come from word of mouth. I have never advertised any of this.
Now the key thing is, like what you saying, you the owner. We gotta, that's what we started when we looking at growing. We talking about the team. Right. So now we gotta rely on other people. Right. So we start talking about, why the right team is crucial in business. The first thing we gotta look at, we're gonna go through a couple things that you got to make sure you're looking for, right? To make sure you got, just the foundation of having a good team. And the first one is make sure people have that shared vision. A great team aligns with the business goals and values. Gotta have that shared vision. At the end of the day, you start talking about successful teams. That can be athletics, that can be business, that can be even a family. Everybody got to share the same vision.
How do we pass that vision along? Because we say share the same vision, but getting the person to see what you see sometimes can be difficult.
Well, they don't need to be part of your damn team.
Okay.
See, at the end of it, that's easy. Okay. Because listen, now sometimes at the end of the day, that's a good question, Leo. When I got my vision, it's on Poochie to be as descriptive as possible to doing it. Now, your processing of my description, I can't control.
Okay.
So now, if you straight Crayola, and I got to keep over and over, ding, 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 ding. You know what I'm saying? Listen, he ain't gonna cut it.
Okay.
He ain't gonna cut it, right?
Right.
Now, but again, it still goes back to you have to be as descriptive as possible because they go back to you, Leah. You got to know what the hell you want.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I want the business to be nice. What the fuck is nice, right? So we
Right.
got to know what that is. I wanted to, grown and sexy. Well, what's grown and sexy,
Mm-hmm.
right? You have to be able to be as descriptive as possible. Now, the people have to understand once they got it. Look, this is how we doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, y'all know we can. While we doing it, grown and sexy, people want to do it. The young folks like this. That ain't what he want.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that want to do what the young folks want, they need to get the hell on. And you got to be straight up to say, look, that's not what I'm looking to try to do. Because like we talk about, we start thinking about demographics of a business, as far as their target market. The age, the income, the color, location, all that kind of stuff coming into play. You can't accommodate everybody. So if you have your vision, you got your vision. And again, once you share that with everybody, be as descriptive as possible. And the ones that's not picking up on it, you got an easy decision right there.
Right.
Can't be everybody friend, because at the end of the day, when your ship sink, everybody gonna get a lifeline, go get on another boat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that bankrupt, divorce, homeless, and all the other stuff, trying to be Mr. Nice Guy and stuff like that, it ain't gonna work. Okay, so you gotta be very mindful of that. Mm-hmm. The next thing is you gotta have complementary skills. They bring strengths and expertise that you may lack. So at the end of the day, if you're not a good, strong marketing guy, I'm not a creative person. Mm-hmm. So I'm super strong with structure and order and putting plans in place and implementing them. But knowing the right color scheme and all that stuff, how the website flash, pop this, that, and that, I can't. That ain't my strong suit, mm-hmm. and I care not to be dealing with that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You have said many times. Yeah. I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah,
that ain't me.
That ain't me. Now,
right.
Structuring it out, laying it out, pushing it out. I can do it all day and night with my eyes closed. But trying to figure out the best color to make stuff look all exotic and nice and stuff like that. Outside of my wardrobe, I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? So. I try to find people that can actually help me with that, right?
And we've talked about this before on with Short Dollar on Dollar Hour. I think the hardest thing for people to realize is what is their complementary skill. Don't you agree? Like, because most entrepreneurs, most business owners want to do everything. We've had these shows many a times, and I think for the owner to have a great team, he has to know what he is great at, and he can't. And you tell me if I'm wrong. He can't. If he hires somebody to do that one thing, he can't be trying to what they call it micromanaging it, because he needs to focus on what he got to do to help the business grow.
Well, I want to say, let me say this. Number one, I don't think you have to be great at something, but just something that you might be better or stronger, because you might not be good at it, right?
Right.
And the key thing is, I will say this: ask yourself this basic question. Two things you want to look at. Let me take money and control out the mix. Mm-hmm. Let's take money and control out the mix. I ain't worried about money. I ain't worried about the control piece. Mm-hmm. What am I okay with letting somebody else do? Because a lot of times when we have to delegate things, I give people opportunities. Number one, it's hard to find folks because we got capital restrictions. We ain't got no money to do that. Mm-hmm. The other part of it, we worry somebody gonna mess it up. Mm-hmm. So let me take that away from myself and say, okay, how's that person? Can that person do certain things? Because if we sit there and just be honest, like, look, I ain't gonna worry about the money, even though you're aware of it. I'm just talking about as far as your decision making. Right. Like you said, getting away from it. Okay, I ain't worried about paying for it. I ain't worried about them messing it up. You can look at it from a more objective eye. We're doing that but if you go into a situation worried about your money, worried about they gonna mess something up, you're gonna be so damn guarded. You're not going to actually give somebody the opportunity to do that. But to your question about good, you don't necessarily have to be good.
Well, I don't mean good, but
I understand what you mean.
Strength, that strength. Like you said, organizing, and I know this for a fact. You are an excellent organizer. But if you organize, you getting everything, pushing everything out, and you pay, hey, lab, I need you to build this website, and I start building the website. I think you giving me the time frame when you need it out. And how you want to look, how you want to launch, because that's your strong suit is fine. But you telling me what colors it needs and all that stuff, which it may be. I don't want to sound like you don't have any input, but I think if you're paying me to do it, you're gonna want me to control it. Am I correct?
I need to be as descriptive from the rip as possible.
What you want?
See, the problem gonna come up is when I say I want a website, and then you start building, and then I start speaking. Mm-hmm. The website builder need to be no. Before we start, that's where the website builder, they skilled enough or even if they ain't skilled enough, y'all got to be as descriptive as possible of what your shared vision, what I wanted to look. That's why everything go haywire to me. People just don't do a good job of having systems in place. That's why you get a restaurant, you get your any business. When you start your job, they got an SOP and employee manual with all the rules and regulations, how everything going. When you start your own business, that's one of the first damn things you need to get. Get your ass on ChatGPT. I'm just saying there are enough data right now in 2026 that software apps and stuff like that to help you structure wise. But you got to have everything that your job have. Like I say, that employee manual, this, that, and that, how things need to be done or whatever. Do not discredit it and just go lightly. Well, I don't need that. I'm not big enough. Again, the reason why you have companies that's successful and they thrive is because the systems and stuff they got in place.
Right.
We talk about a lot of times where you have the fast food chains that never diminish in value. Why? Because the system's still the system. They change almost 5 times in a week, right? But the system's still the system. You go to McDonald's, you still cooking burgers and fries the same way. You taking orders the same way. Worldwide, the standard is still the standard. The system's still the system. It does not matter who owns it. When you deviate from that, or you don't have that stuff in place, you can always have problems, right? Because people constantly having to figure stuff out. If you have a situation where people ain't really got a damn thing for the most part, now of course you have situations like you might have a customer or something like that, or just say something may break or something. People got to think and kind of make some decisions, right? But for the most part, if you take thinking out the damn equation, and they just got to do,
right?
They just got to do. Man, you'll have shit running so damn smooth.
And that's true.
You know what I'm saying? That's just it. But what you got to do, people are so adamant about getting shit started and doing certain stuff, they don't want to take the time. It's just like you got kids. You got to be patient. If you tell your kids, hey, get them exactly what you want done, this how I want this place clean, this, that, like there ain't no confusion. But if I say, hey, man, clean the house up, it's kind of great. Unless if the standard has not been expressed. But if the standard is expressed, we know, then I can get pissed. But if I say, oh, Dad, I know you want me to mop, I didn't know you want me to do this and want to do that. Now again, if we were talking about it had not been expressed, right? So those kind of things in place. Be as descriptive as possible. That was a good question, man, because a lot of times people don't necessarily think about that. Get that together. And also one thing about there's a crucial in getting that right team, just that cultural fit. A cohesive team fosters collaboration and productivity. If you got people that are, if you have a situation where you need people to be hard workers, you have a situation where you need, like I said before, just some doers. Look, man, this is what it is. Damn, they're like soldiers. Look, I don't want no lip. Just do what the hell I want. Or you might have a situation where you're like, look, man, hey y'all, sit down, let's think. That time when I remember Snowfall, Franklin, they had I think they had CIA had came in or whatever. He's like, look, man, if y'all got something to say, by all means, gonna say something. If y'all don't, just shut the F up. Let me figure it out as always.
Right.
Certain things where you can have people is an environment. Well, look, y'all, hey, give me some input because I want to see, because I see with 2 eyes and everything. But we got 8 eyes in the room, because it's for y'all. Let's talk. But you got to sit here and decide on how you want that environment to go, right? You don't, sometimes it ain't gonna require thinkers. Sometimes we just need some doers. So you just, as the owner, is still gonna go back to you guys. You gotta know what if you want. You gotta know what you want with everything, right? And do not be afraid to stick on that, right? Again, tonight's show we're talking about building the right team for your business. Building the right team for your business. Feel free to leave a comment in the chat and everything, or you can call in 678-740-9894. Again, the call in number is 678-740-9894. And I know a lot of y'all got these aspiring entrepreneurs and did some stuff. You got your little nephew working for you, your little son, and you just can't figure out, what do I got to do to get them to doing everything the right way for us to be successful, right? But again, feel free to call in. 678-740-9894. And the truth thing is, the quality you look for in your first hires. So we're going to talk about that. We're looking, we're trying to get everything together. You're new in business. Or if you're seasoned in business and you just keep getting people that you got to keep laying off and keep doing this, you can't figure out what the hell going on. Because a lot of times people in my opinion, I'm speaking over damn 20-some years experience. When they hire folks for their business, we talking about entrepreneurs. When they hire people for their business, they hire them based off two things. The person, you find somebody that's number one you can afford, and the other thing is they somewhat desperate. They need to work for somebody. So you know, so they kind of like you can afford to pay them, but they're like, I need a job. I need some money. So like, look, man, this is I know what I'm finna put out, and hell, they over there staying with such and such. They need some work anyway.
Right.
So that's like a double, BS stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not getting nobody that really wants to be with you. You don't really want to pay them, and they just doing what they have to do, just to get by, right? So it's a real funky situation. So when I really want people to pay attention to this part of it, because I think it'd be very beneficial to you in regards to knowing how to set everything up in regards to hiring new people. So the first one, you got to make sure that passion and alignment is there. You got to look for individuals who are excited about your vision and purpose. Like, okay, cool, that's cool.
Right.
Now, and again, the last point earlier, we started questioning every damn thing. Well, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. Well, why are you doing it that way? Why are you doing that? Look, man, nice meeting you.
Appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It ain't the time for the why.
I think a lot of people are going to tell you they see the video. Oh, yeah, this is great. I get it. I understand it. And a lot of times it's because, like you said earlier, a few seconds ago, because they need that job.
Yeah.
So we all gonna have, if we looking for individuals, we have this quality that we're looking for in individuals. I think personally it's gonna take 5 or 6 individuals to go through, because a couple of them gonna be trying to finesse you to get that job and get that money coming in.
Well, to that point, Lab, I think people miss that because of what I said before. Because they got money problems, and they look for somebody desperate. Just to do it. They're not looking for a body. Yeah, they're looking at a body. You know what I'm saying? And I think if you get your ass about it looking at that, you probably be looking for a little bit more quality. You know what I'm saying? And try to figure stuff out. How you gonna pay them and all this other kind of stuff, right? So I do think that can come up in regards to got to go through a couple of people. But I think if you scrutinize stuff, very hard in regards to what you want, it'll be a lot easier. So again, just knowing that with that passion alignment, that passion is often our way experienced in the early stages, because a person can be very experienced, but and be like, man, look, I know how this stuff gonna go. I ain't even finna do it. I'm gonna quit. But somebody that's passionate and ignorant, they like, hey, I'm right, man. Look, I know what we're trying to do. You done sold me on it.
Right.
Capuch sold the dream, right?
Right.
I just need you to sit here and dream with me.
Right.
But if you're so stuck on, look, man, I've done this before. This is not going to work.
Not the correct
way to do this.
Hey, my last job.
You need to get the fuck on. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? As the owner, you gotta be okay with that, guys. You gotta be, you gotta be able to live with that, man. And I think far too often people try to accommodate everybody else when it comes to their own stuff. Like I say, that ship sank, they will get off and go get on another boat.
Most definitely.
Your ass, like say, every credit shot, home shot, life shot, health shot, every damn thing can't even recover.
Right.
Give a couple other qualities you need to look for your first hire. This is very big. Adaptability. Early business stages require team members to wear multiple hats. You know what I'm saying? Now listen, you know what you got with your business. Like I say, we start talking about dealing with Crayola. Now,
right.
Don't be expecting, a juggler when you got a colorer.
That's you're right.
Hey, it's some guys. I mean, let's be honest with you. We can talk all we want. It's some people that really need to be working at the fry station.
That's true.
Dip, get the fries out of the bag, dip it in the grease, press the button, bing, pull them out, put them in the bag. They don't need to do shit else. No. Hey, get out of the burgers. Get out of the burgers. Get out of the burgers. Ain't nobody tell you touch nothing else. God, no, look, don't touch nothing else.
Okay.
You'll set the building on fire. Hey, you have to know, as opposed to like this person, they can juggle a couple balls at one time, right? And it doesn't mean you got to get everybody on the same thing, but you got to be realistic about the things that you're requiring for certain tasks, what kind of person they need. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Instead of you sitting there fussing, you can't damn think, you can't. Hell no, they can't think. dumbass nephew.
Right.
Fucking saying, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Why put that pressure
On
why
yourself.
on yourself and on them, and then damage relationships, trying to push somebody, a person. Like, I'm trying to help you grow. Like, they don't need to grow. They grown.
Yeah.
They grown.
Good.
I know they 40, but they grown. They at max capacity.
Okay.
And you should know that. Like, you got to be very, very mindful of that. You got to seek individuals comfortable and ambiguity and willing to learn new skills. A lot of times, man, again, when we look at this kind of stuff, you got people that want to be, most folks, let me stop. Most folks are not going to necessarily be self-driven.
Okay.
But you can kind of find people that will be like, okay, cool. I see what's going on, see what we're doing and everything like that. That can be receptive to it. That's not to stop you from finding a certain kind of person to multitask and stuff like that. But just break that stuff down in regards to this is simple, this is medium, this is difficult, and kind of spread it out from there.
Okay.
So you're not necessarily always gonna get the same person, but you got to be realistic about, again, what you require, and you don't have to dumb stuff down. You just got to figure out, okay, what that person can do. Yeah, because like I say, okay, well, look, he can process, And I just remember that being in the Army, man. One of my old sergeants, like, hey, man, look, some folks just dumb. And he's like, look, man, don't be giving nobody something they can't handle. I understand everybody get paid the same amount of money. I get it. But at the end of the day, you're going to be sitting here trying to push something on somebody, and you know that they can't handle it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be realistic about stuff and figure out a way to spread it out. How to do certain things. You may not necessarily always be privileged to do that, but I don't think people try to analyze that enough. But again, you try to, somebody just need to be coloring, and you're trying to make them juggle. Just it's something to be very, very mindful of. Skills and expertise. We start talking about the qualities you got to look for with your first hire. You got to identify the gaps in your own skill set and hire those to fill the gaps. You bounce between the generalists, those who can do many tasks, and specialists these people that excel at a specific one. When you start looking at people and you know what your business and what you want and stuff like that, you got to find, again, we're structured, right? So we're already, before we start talking to folks, we got our questions in place to find, okay, what kind of person? Hey, man, how you like doing this? What, like working by yourself? All right, cool. Okay, so give me an example how you did this and how you did that. When you deal with a lot of times, you might be by yourself. Can you handle that? You might have 2 or 3 people around you, and they all got attitudes. How do you work with that? You got to kind of pull out what you want, and ask some question to find those particular things out. And knowing those kind of folks that that are if they're like, look, man, I can get this guy something, and he down there like Rain Man,
right?
But he can put these things together all day long
and be done with it.
Yeah, be done with it. So why would I try to sit here and have him pulling things where he got to think? And he's not. And again, I don't mean no offense on any of this stuff. But man, when you out here, this your business. You can't be all in this shit worrying about damn feelings. You got to be, look, man, that joke is slow.
You got to strive for success.
Yeah, that joke is slow.
Right.
But he pulling orders like I don't know what.
Right. And
you got
people who are actually, I've seen it.
Yeah. And so me trying to sit here and say, well, everybody do something. No, man, look, it takes him an hour to do 2 or 3 of the things you guys do. You can do 10 of them. Why would I have him on that? And when people can't see, again, which we're looking at the shared wet lab vision. Like, so at the end of the day, this ain't, man, you don't need to be part of this team. I know it ain't necessarily fair, but it's how the shit gonna work.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
We talk about that like with law. Sometimes the law ain't right, but the law is the law, right? And sometimes if I got people in place, and I might, again, it may not be right, it may not be fair, but to make the machine run, this is how we got to do it.
Right.
And if y'all can't buy into it, you got to get the hell on.
You got to work within these parameters.
Exactly.
Jeffrey Tell said, "What's up?
What going on, Jeff? How you doing, brother?
Hey, how you doing, Jeff?
Appreciate you tuning in. But I think that's where a lot of folk get lost. Like, look, I want to be. So you can be right, but you ain't necessarily always gonna necessarily seem like it's be fair.
Right.
But at the end of the day, this is how it's gonna go. And again, in my vision, again, he ain't doing what we doing, but at the end of the day, he doing that better than all y'all.
Right.
Y'all doing something else, and that's why you get on the surface, it may look like, man, why are we doing this? Is how, for this thing to thrive and do that. This is how we got to do it, and you got to be honest, because again, the output and things, the output that people have, and knowing people's potential, what they can and can't do, they're gonna vary from person to person. You get your ass caught up in trying to worry about accommodating everybody's feelings and stuff like that. Again, you'll lose your business behind that. So you got to be very, very honest with that. Another key quality you want to make sure you have them first hires, just see how they will problem solving abilities. Resourceful and proactive team members can navigate challenges creatively. Again, let's still go back to the task. If I got you on something that I know, especially when you're dealing with people, adverse reactions, food code. Hey man, I came up here earlier. Y'all fixed on my car. Now the shit's smoking. What the hell going on? Hey, I got 2 or 3 charges on my bank account. I was here last week. What's going on? You gotta have the right person to be able to pivot and shift and do this, do that, and don't lose temperament.
Yeah,
right.
And that's very important because at my current job, it's no training. There's no training. You got to go in there and do this. They sit you down. They be like, "This is it. Go." And so, we had a lot of people that started during the pandemic, which I started during the pandemic, and it was slow. It was no real rush to the finish line. You get what I'm saying? So all this 5 years, they ain't doing nothing. Me, I'm trying to figure out the system. I'm trying to, go into pages, see what this do, see what that do, where this go, how this look, what that look. So now time has come, and it's time to really start doing some work. And everybody sitting around twiddling their thumbs going, I don't know how to do this. So now the manager's like, what y'all been doing for the past 6 years? Y'all been here. Now everybody's in the rush instead of taking the time out and solving the problem, saying, okay, because don't get me wrong, it's a lot to do. It's a lot to do. It's pages and publications and law. It's a lot you have to go through. But instead of learning those things while the downtime was on, they're not training you to do this stuff. You got to figure this is a problem-solving job. There's a problem, you have to solve it. Instead of y'all trying to solve it, y'all sat back and relax and roll that dollar out. Now it's time to go, and y'all look like y'all about all finna get fired.
Okay.
Because nobody knows how to do the job. I know. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but what I'm saying is sometimes even if the problem doesn't seem difficult, or even if it seems like it's not a problem, it may be a problem later on.
Gotcha. Now check this out, Lamp. With everything you said, we got to swing it around because we talking about from what perspective? Not the employee perspective, the owner perspective.
Right.
So at the end of the day, I get what you're saying. Management, nobody train people, but when we talking about where the seat we're at with the owner, we got to make sure, because what's going to be more difficult is one thing. I said, I'm gonna fire these people and I'm gonna bring these, look, y'all gonna lose your job, but I got to do what? Bring a whole new regime in and hope they pick up. Right. So I got to make sure. I won't let you talk, but I got to make sure as the owner that I got some kind of checks in place, because like you just said, it ain't no training. But what it really ain't, a lot of labs, they're gonna be self-driven to make sure they take the initiative that they learn stuff. Most people not gonna be like that, right? So we got to make sure we got things in place, maybe a monthly quiz, maybe such and such every quarter, to make sure, hey, let me see if y'all reading y'all shit. Let me see if y'all staying on top of the stuff, because it's harder for me to pump the brakes and do all this mass rehiring for the same thing, right? So that's why things got to be in place where we sit there and check that kind of stuff. Because I get what you're saying with that piece, but that don't fix what our problem, because we looking at it from the owner perspective. Yeah, and I was going to fill in that blank because I did tell them, I said, look, y'all ain't training nobody. Y'all need to have some kind of training for these folks. There's no training. I said everything that I learned on my own, but everybody's not going to do that. And I told them all this. You want to know why a lot of times the stuff ain't in place? Because you got people that's in charge that's not really they can notice the system inside and out, but we start talking about developing people and stuff, they're missing that key component. You know what I'm saying, Jill? I can fuss, and I can tell you what to do, but as far as developing people, setting them things in place, because it still got to be set. Regardless, at the end of the day, we can just say, hey, you come to the restaurant, hey, look, this is how you do this is how you do that. But you got to have checks and balance in place. A lot of time, I was talking to one of my OGs, he's a HR expert. And like he told me, he said a lot of times you got problems. It's usually attitude and training with an organization. Attitude and training. You can fix training, but you can't fix attitude. Attitude the issue, probably gotta get rid of. But when you're fixing the training, if it's 4 steps in the process, but the second or third step, that's what they lacking at, He said, still got to start at the beginning, do them all for him all over again. But to make that assessment, to know if it's attitude or training, most of you people in leadership don't necessarily even skilled enough to even be able to make that assessment, right? So those kind of things, and we're talking as a business owner. There are so many things you can't afford not to do. I mean, it's everybody like I said, want to be in charge and say this, that, and that. The stuff we're talking about is the things you're going to realistically encounter once you start talking about scaling and growing. You want to get bigger. And if you ain't really got a plan for that, it's going to be a problem.
Right.
It's going to be a damn problem. Because now the issue is not y'all got this delicious chicken. The issue is not that y'all are an awesome paint or landscaping company. The issue is the people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And now you're sitting there like, man, I got to get on there. I got to customize out and everything like that. But you're not you're mending the problem, but you ain't fixing the problem.
You have the best equipment ever, the best chicken ever, but it won't go or sell or do anything if the people you have working for you are not doing the right thing.
Absolutely. Okay, so again, tonight's show we're talking about building the right team for your business in 2026. We done went through the whole as far as being aware of the certain things that you may have with actually building a team, some of the qualities you want to have for a person. The next thing I want to go over is just the process of hiring them, how to make sure. And some of the stuff we done went over earlier, but I just want to really, really reiterate the things you got to make sure that you do when you actually putting these people in place for your team. Okay, super important.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, we got enough people out here that's bakers and landscaping and detailing this, that, and they just plug and play, put any damn body, but then you spend so much time firing, rehiring, looking at all this other kind of stuff, and they can't even get a thriving business because they can't, in their mind, find quality people.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times it's not you find quality people, you just don't have a quality system in place.
True.
It's keeping it real. So leave your comments. You got a question about anything, or you can call in. The call-in number is 678-740-9894. Again, 678-740-9894. So the process to make sure you're hiring the right people, okay? Number one, guys, we already said this before. You got to define them roles very clearly. You need to sit down, take your time. I understand I need some people. I understand the stress of needing for the work for you. You need employees. I understand it. But the problem comes up a lot of times that we put bodies in there and we don't really have a defined picture of what they need to look like, what they need to do, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Detailed job description, including responsibilities and expectations. Again, 2026, get you some chat GPT. You can sit here and do that shit, just whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can make the adjustments accordingly from that. We ain't got to major in the minor.
That's
okay?
Right.
Be clear about the culture and the mission of your company. Mm-hmm. Again, if it's a company where you feel like people should just be doing, you don't need thinkers and people trying to get a damn philosophy. Mm-hmm. And y'all ain't got to do this and y'all ain't got to do this. I just need you to shut the fuck up and just do what I tell you to do. Mm-hmm. If it's that kind of company.
Right.
And if it's the kind of company where we need thinking, we need innovation, we need input and all that stuff, cool. But you do not need to get somebody trying to give you labor laws and all this other kind of stuff. Treat people right, don't get me wrong. But do not get people in that's going to go against the culture of the company. Mm-hmm. Look, man, this is what we got to do. All this other kind of stuff, we don't need that. Mm-hmm. But if you need people that come to get that, that's fine. But you got to make sure that everything aligns with the culture of that business. Because I'm telling you, that a person can come there being a counselor and blow your whole stuff up. And you'll never be able to recover.
Yeah.
Because you want to buy it so bad. You got to prioritize referrals and networks. Tap into your personal and professional networks for trusted recommendations. Talk to the people you know. Talk to your OGs. You know what I'm saying? Don't be so quick to want to put the shit on Indeed or whatever like they kind of see. Because, the arrogant I always looked at is when people try to get folks jobs, you look at your close family friends first. And then after that, the people that were referred by your close family and friends. And then after that, the job boards or the open market.
Right.
So lean on it. Lean on it. A lot of times people may be reluctant to lean on that because they don't necessarily want they close family members and friends to know all their business.
True.
I get it. I get it. Well, man, Pooch want to hire us for Pooch can't afford to pay nobody right now. I don't give a fuck. I mean, look, I need it.
Right.
So again, you want, I understand the reluctancy to be able to share some stuff like that. But what you got to get is what you got to get.
That's true.
Just being real talk. That friend can't help you. You know, it's gonna be, maybe them running their mouth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that probably, you know, they don't make them not your friend. It's probably somebody you don't necessarily need to use. Okay, just something to think about with that. Referrals often bring candidates who align well with your business culture because people know Lab don't play about this.
You think referrals work that way, right?
No. When I say that, you know, we talking about like from people that you know.
Oh, okay.
Now, the reason why I say that is I'm glad you asked that question.
Yeah.
Those trusted referrals because people know what you do and don't want.
Okay.
Let me, you know, again, I don't want to get off subject, but and that's something I want to talk about on Change Your Lives, just even with that, because that's something that does happen a lot. People call somebody, hey, man, my husband need a job, my son need a job, daughter need a job, and you know they ain't gonna do shit. You know they ain't gonna do right.
Right.
They mess something up. But usually your friends, know, look, hey, perfect example, me. I'm not the big refund tax guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the big refund tax guy.
Right.
I'm not the hook you up. I can get you this and all that kind of stuff without seeing anything from the tax person.
Bring me 23 security numbers and I get you $162,000. You ain't that person.
With that said, people know, hey man, I ain't gonna send you the pooch.
Right.
Poochie black and white, Poochie square what it is and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
People know, but if somebody say, look, I need somebody I can trust, they'll stand behind this, stand behind that, they'll send them to me, right?
They ain't gonna have us going to jail.
Yeah, exactly. Because they know and you know, everybody got their lane, but people know not to send folks there when we start referring people and everything. So that's a good question though, Lab.
Mm-hmm.
That usually if people trust you, know that they not gonna send BS to you.
Okay.
You know, we're doing it. It get off track sometimes.
Yeah.
But for the most part, that's usually the case with that.
Okay.
Another thing, you got to make sure you conduct thorough interviews. Ask scenario-based questions to gauge problem solving and adaptability. Tighten them screws to kind of see how they think. Mm-hmm. You know, assess cultural fit by discussing your company's values and working style. You gotta ask certain things to kind of get what you want, and you never ever assume. We never assume that they're gonna work out. Hey man, I told you this. That should have told you. If I said this to you, that should at least let you know this is how we do things here. No, the hell they don't. People say to me all the time, well, Poochie, you sounded like this, or this is what your tone. F my tone. I said what I said. What I said is what I said. I don't care how it sounds. What you say is what you say. Damn how you said it. If you whispered it or yelled it. Right. What you said is what you said.
And I meant it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So, and you know me, Lab, you ain't getting for no discussion with me. Well, I don't feel like you ain't understanding my point. Right. Now, if you sit here and lie to me and I say, listen, you understand where I'm coming from?
Right.
And you, because you want to get out of the conversation, that's on you.
Right.
But I told you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? There don't need to be no gray area, confusion in that.
Gray area.
No. I said that. So you got to make sure that you're doing those kind of things, because far too often people say, well, how the hell you didn't know how to do this? Mm-hmm. How you didn't know? Did you say it? Mm-hmm. You just hoping to think. You got to make sure. And you'll kind of get the temperament of the people. Like, when we spoke from a cultural standpoint, they know how things are. Okay. They know how certain things, how, families may move at certain holidays, how people may, feel at a certain time they're going through stuff. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Especially like you got a bar, a restaurant and stuff like that. Man, you see somebody, they got a loss. They got a festival. They got a loss like a death in the family, lost a job, or they're going through a divorce. They start sharing, this is how you need to be treating them, a little bit more TLC, because a little more TLC bring a little bit more money. You know what I'm saying? Then we say that, hey, this person is festive, over deliver, make them have a joyful experience, so they send more people to you and they come back, right? You sitting there like, whatever. You can ruin somebody's great day just doing that kind of stuff. So it's crucial you have that. And, you got to start with small commitments. Consider freelance or part-time roles to evaluate fit before offering a full-time position. 30-day probation, 90-day probation. Mm-hmm. Hey, we might give you a couple of benefits off the rip. We ain't gonna get the full thing until you make this, cross over this threshold or whatever. So just things to think about. And you can invest in onboarding, create process to introduce new hires to your vision, tools, and workflows. Where I always say all the time, get Fiverr, Upworks, and stuff like that. Get them freelance people to design how people come into your system. We can't spend too much time. Even if I'm saying ChatGPT, But that's your wheelhouse. Go get a freelancer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the thing about it. You know, just we want to spend as much focus and time, excuse me, when it's time to be doing stuff on that. Let's get the framework of the house and all this stuff done early.
Mm-hmm.
You dig what I'm saying,
Yeah,
Lab?
yeah.
That's super important, right? That's super, super important. Again, guys, not sure we're talking about building the right team for your business in 2026, building the right team for your business in 2026. Ain't nobody gonna call in.
Is this game tonight or something? Is something going on tonight?
Nah, ain't nothing going on. The call in number 678-740-9894. But you know what our show, man. People want the information.
They don't want to talk about it.
Well, they want to talk about it. They just don't want to me say the wrong thing in their mind and seem like, you know, hey,
they don't know what
I should know that. I should do this and that.
Right.
But, you know, again, I always tell you, this is free. If you have called me,
right,
I answer simple questions.
Right.
But as they get past 30 seconds, we got to pay.
This
is your time. Right. It's your time to call in, get some free knowledge, have discussions there. This is your time to do it. I can't stress it enough. Because we don't do too much of that unless you a close family member, friend, you know, and I make some accommodations, but you got, like I said, this is free.
Mm-hmm.
The last thing I want to go over, guys, and we start, well, no, that's not the last thing, but one of the final things, we're talking the challenge of building a team with new entrepreneurs, right? And, you know, just you new in business and some of the basic challenges of building the right team. That's not one, just that limited budget, which is, you know, we talked about that before. Startups often, you know, cannot offer competitive salaries, right? You just can't do it and stuff. You're a new entrepreneur, you can't offer competitive salary. A good way to work around it, you maybe offer some kind of ownership, flexible work conditions, you know, growth opportunities. Some way you got to have, look, for me to get this guy, then I need this guy, because this guy can come in and change a lot of stuff. He's great at managing, great at marketing. I got to be creative in what I give. You be so stuck on, well, no, I ain't going to give you this, I ain't going to give you that. Shit. Hey, man, look. Sometimes, I've said it before, that 40% that you own in the business is bigger than 100% that you working by yourself.
Right.
So you got to kind of, we got to get out our feelings with some things, you know what I mean, with certain stuff. So just kind of think, you got to make sure we're thinking outside the box. If you're inexperienced, we're talking about new entrepreneurs. If you're inexperienced with hiring, new entrepreneurs may struggle to evaluate people effectively. You can see advice, get some OGs, get some folks to sit down with you while you're interviewing people. You know, call around and stuff like that. You might, guys, you'd be amazed at the resources you got out there for free. Even just so you call your local university, get some HR grad students or something like that to sit in on some interviews and stuff. They kind of, not necessarily even with the final decision making, but to help you with the thought process of things you might need to look for. Okay? We're all human. We got things we know. We got a lot of things we don't know and stuff like that. I mean, humility is huge when you want to be an entrepreneur, because you'll get so stuck on you don't want to look dumb, you don't want to look stupid, and be on lost everything. So just keep that in mind. Cultural misalignment. You hiring for skills without considering cultural fit. They can lead to discord. A lot of times, you know, they can be great. They have a great track record with what they do. But if they do not align with what the hell your culture is, be a problem. Like I said, guys, you got to be honest with yourself. Like, if this is a job, then we need discussion. I just need you doing that. I just need you to paint. I just need you to dig. I just need you to cut. Right. But hey, man, we can put the designs in and get it real freaky. I don't want that. We got time. Oh, no. I don't even want to hear that shit. Right. Just do what I told you to do. Right. Or it may be a situation where, look, man, what do you guys think? We're looking at these folks want their yard beautified. I'm just trying to think, what do you guys input? It really depends on what you and you can't on what you want. And so you got to be realistic about who you got in place, the doer or the thinker. Right. You might need either one, but you be realistic what you got. You got them in the right position. That's exactly because you might need both. You might need to think of somewhere else and doing this. I don't want to get off subject, but I thought about something I saw in the comments of something that Mr. Short Dog taught me. The guy was talking about pineapple juice, and he was saying, you know, the pineapple costs $2.96. The pineapple, organic pineapple juice in the bottle was supposed $62 or something like that. He said, and he got a squeeze and all that. And he said, yeah, got this whole pineapple, peeled it, squeezed it, got a whole gallon of pineapple juice the same size as this gallon I spent $5 on,
was $2.96, and somebody in the comments said, "But did you add up the price of you buying that squeezer? Did you add up the time it took you to peel and cut that pineapple up and squeeze it against the cost of that already squeezed in the bottle pineapple juice?" And I said, you know what? That's a Miss Short Dog thing right there.
The bottle.
You might have already paid over the amount of the pineapple juice in the bottle.
Yeah. Bottle, the packaging.
Right.
All that stuff
that you probably would never bought.
Shit, transportation costs and all that stuff. Shit, those are the kind of things we start talking about. Them unit costs just adding into stuff that would kill everybody.
Right.
But I get to talking like that to people. People are like, I'm just being the damn Antichrist.
I thought about that when you told me about I always go back to that. Yeah, lad, it's gonna cost you $70 to get the grass cut, but you got out of the time to take you to cut it. You got out of time, your time, what it cost for you to go get the gas. And I said, you know what, he's right. And I saw that question, when I saw that comment, I was like, that's a Miss Short Dog answer right there.
Hey man, you can't sit here and say you a this $50 dude or $100 dude, and you doing $10 an hour tasks.
Right.
Really die. If you $100 an hour cat, like you're not gonna be doing $10 an hour tasks.
Right.
That's not you think you're above anybody, but you're spending time doing things where you look, I can go make this money, and I'm just trying to feel, my male ego. I can go ahead and cut some damn grass. You out your damn mind.
Right.
You out your mind with that. I mean, I'm glad you listened to me.
Right.
Because a lot of folks don't listen to me because they want to feel like men.
I would feel like a man on the patio smoking a cigar while my grass is cut in 35 minutes, and I'm doing something else.
But everybody know, boy, I spent a lot of my youth years dragging a lawnmower up and down Bankhead Highway with a gas can and a gallon jug of water.
Right.
Shit. Man, I wish the hell I would cut some grass now.
They say don't start a business hiring people who know more about your company than you do.
No. You know what? And when you is very, so you can get caught up with that. I can see folks getting caught up because I can find comfort with Lab being a subject matter expert on it, and like, man, this dude, he bright, Lab sharp, and and I feel confident in it because I'm looking to get the internet radio station off the ground.
Right.
So I bring Lab in, and Lab is like a guru, but Lab's vision for what it is not my vision.
Right.
And that's not what I'm trying to do. I don't want to get caught in that. And you know what? My vision might be damn wrong.
Right.
But it's gonna be a lot more. Yeah, but it's gonna be a lot more challenging trying to implement my vision with somebody that's totally against it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's something divided because I can see that happening because I found comfort in this guy been doing this for years. He sound good. And you know what? He probably is right. But his vision, he's not aligning on what I'm trying to do. And that happens a lot, Lam. That happens a lot because you feel like it's a blessing. Oh man, I got a dude, man, he know his stuff, man. He been in that restaurant industry, know it and all that kind of stuff, and they do. But what they're looking at doing is probably something more along what they want to do. Doesn't mean what you want to do is wrong, but they just don't even have an interest in what you're trying to do.
Right. And while you gone at home doing the books, he got the whole staff doing what he wanted to do.
Exactly. You got to be very mindful that that's their vision. Lastly, guys, I want to talk about just retaining and motivating your team. You got people in place, you feel good about it and stuff like that. But you know what? We don't want them to leave, right? So, number one, we got to foster a positive attitude, encourage open communication and collaboration. Everybody, you want to make people feel good. No matter even a situation where you tell them what to do or you get an input, people want to still just feel respect.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So make sure you encourage that. Provide growth opportunities, invest in training. And guys, before I go and say another thing, everything I'm saying right now may not be applicable in every situation, right? Everything may not be. You have to sit here, pick and choose, looking at assessing the people that work for you, what makes them move. What I always say with McDonald's, sometimes the guy just want to be head fry guy. Somebody want to be shift manager. We can go from $8 an hour to $8.25, and you're cool being a manager. $8.25 with triple the responsibility, but I let you wear a button-down shirt and a tie. You're cool with it. You get to holler at more women. You don't get to, you get to tell some folks what to do, but I gave you a ton of more responsibility. You got to find what make people move, what motivate them, right? So you got to kind of keep that in mind. So everything we're saying as far as the retention and motivating standpoint, it may not necessarily be applicable in every situation. That's something to keep in mind, guys. Recognize achievements, celebrate milestones, and acknowledge individual contributions. Hey man, make folks feel good. Hey man, I see you did it.
Right.
Hey, let's stop.
Right.
Just hit them 100K subscribers. But hey, but what do we always do? We recognize when we got 100, 500, 1,000. We always do that. And those things make people feel engaged that hey, we're working to something greater than where we at, right? And lastly, ensure work-life balance. Create an environment. Ensure there is a work-life balance. You want to create an environment with values both productivity and well-being. Not giving a damn about somebody's kid or their mom and all this stuff ain't always gonna be one of them things that gonna be able to work. Can you help? Ray Terry said, "Can you help pay my rent?" Ray, somehow here. I just think about that Rick Ross. I can't help it with your rent, lady. I'm a pimp. Man, boy, I tell you, boy, I need that to break up everything. But guys, we had a great discussion tonight. We were talking about building the right team, building a right team for your business in 2026. I hope the information that we gave, help you all. If you have any questions or anything like that, make sure you go to the YouTube channel and check the video out in its full entirety. Leave any questions in the comment section for the video. And, it'll take me 24, 48 hours to get back with you with everything. What's that?
I said, sorry about that. I'm on my chair.
Yeah, it's cool, man. It's cool. Ray Terry threw me off with that rent. Boy, I tell you. But listen, man, being blessed, man, with everything. Great show, great information and everything. Listen, guys, a couple things I want to just say. Give a shout out my best friend, James Pay. His birthday, when the 1st? That's Sunday or Monday? February 1st?
February 1st.
Monday, yeah. We should celebrate old Pay birthday Monday, man. Happy birthday to my dog.
Happy birthday, Pay.
Yeah, be safe out there, everybody. In regards to, just in case the winter storm do come this weekend and everything, man. And also, man, look out for each other. Look out for each other. Your well-being. You got friends out there, got their own business and stuff like that. Look out for everybody, right? And guys, lastly, we're just talking about this whole thing we're talking about tonight. Take your business shit serious.
Right.
When you want to approach it like it's something to be doing, on the side, working it and stuff like that, you're gonna get the results from that. And at the end of the day, the time and money you lose effing around, not taking it serious, ain't worth it. Ain't worth it at all. Okay. So just definitely take that serious because again, the stuff we talk about, I do think, and I've done it, I've not done it, and the shit done cost me a whole lot of time and money and that I didn't need to because I knew better.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And so just like now we had these conversations, once somebody's told you, you know better.
Yeah. So
you know better, you're supposed to do better. And if you don't, that's on you. Okay. But best of luck to you guys. Appreciate all the love and support. Love you guys. Be safe. And I'll talk with you soon.